Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking a little detour away from the concrete jungle to explore a beautifully simple question. We spend so much of our time chasing after these incredibly complex goals. We're constantly plugged in, constantly on the move. But what if the true definition of happiness is actually, well, incredibly simple? Today, we're going to dive into a beautiful piece of source material rooted deeply in traditional Rajasthani culture. We're going to look at quintessential village life, what's affectionately known as Mharo Gaon, or My Village, and see how it offers us a really profound, alternate lens on what it means to be truly wealthy and genuinely at peace. So sit back, take a deep breath, and let's transport ourselves for just a few minutes. All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the village morning. Just imagine a morning alarm completely redefined. The source text beautifully states, "The village means the morning tune of the cuckoo." There is no jarring digital ringing to jolt you out of bed here, no way. Instead, the village wakes up to the pure sensory beauty of nature. The cuckoo's song echoing through the wide open air isn't just a sound, right? It's a gentle invitation to start the day. It sets a rhythm that is totally in harmony with nature, rather than constantly fighting against it. And as the sun peaks over the horizon, we see the absolute heartbeat of the village, the farmer. The source paints this incredibly vivid picture of the farmer heading out to the open fields, a pair of oxen leading the way, a heavy plow resting right on their shoulder. Now, this isn't just a job for them, this is their entire identity. It's a visual representation of immense, unwavering dedication, literally grounding the entire community in the soil and the natural seasons of honest farming. But here is where it gets really interesting. It paints a profound contrast, a glowing face and true peace, despite the sweat of hard labor. The work is incredibly physically demanding. There's sweat, there's mud, there's absolute exhaustion. Yet, the source material makes it a point to emphasize that despite this intense, backbreaking labor, the farmer's face radiates a unique brightness and just an undeniable inner peace. It really suggests that purposeful, grounded work brings a kind of deep contentment that, frankly, no office cubicle ever could. Moving right along to Section 2, Roots and Community. This is where the physical landscape really meets the emotional one. The text highlights all these wonderful elements of connection. We see gatherings under the cool shade of the neem tree, the traditional chopal, where the whole village comes together to talk, debate, and just bond. It speaks of the incredible, literal warmth of fresh bread coming from every single home's hearth. And beautifully, we see these vivid images of children gathered around in the open, completely captivated by their grandmothers' stories and soothing lullabies. This isn't just a living arrangement, guys. It is a deeply interwoven support system. And that deeply interwoven support system is captured perfectly in one simple thought: unpaved roads, solid bonds. The physical infrastructure of the village might be super simple, the roads might just be dirt or clay, but the emotional infrastructure, that is absolute concrete. The connections, the sense of belonging, and the sheer reliability of your neighbors are completely unbreakable. It kind of makes you wonder, in our highly developed cities with our perfect asphalt roads, are our emotional connections just as smooth, or are they full of potholes?
Which brings us to Section 3, City Wealth versus Village Heart.
I want you to ask yourself right now, where does true peace actually reside? Really think about your own daily grind for a second. Think about the endless traffic, the nonstop notifications, the towering concrete buildings all around you. Does that environment actually cultivate peace for you, or does it cultivate a constant state of low-level anxiety? Just keep that reflection in the back of your mind as we explore the source's answer. Let's dive into this direct comparison provided by the source. On one side, we have the city. Sure, there are tall mansions, but the text points out they completely lack open courtyards. They lack the actual physical space for a community to gather, which gets replaced by the constant frantic rush of traffic and loud, inescapable noise. Then, on the flip side, we have the village. The dwellings are simple huts, but inside those huts, golden hearts. There is a profound peace of mind, a total absence of the frantic rush, and a genuine human warmth that those cold city mansions completely lack. This whole comparison is distilled into one absolutely beautiful line. There is a hut in the village, but the heart is golden. That simple thatched roof hut is practically synonymous with rural Rajasthani culture. But the text urges us, literally begs us, not to judge a book by its cover.
That simple physical structure actually houses an immense, unmatched emotional and spiritual wealth that the grandest city mansions couldn't even dream of holding.
And that leads us to our final part, Section 4, Mharo Gaon, My Pride, the core philosophy. The source material is incredibly direct here. It literally calls the village the complete definition of happiness. It defines sukh, or true joy and happiness, not by what you accumulate. Actually, scratch that. It's defined by what you strip away. When you remove the traffic, the urban noise, and the endless rat race of competition, what you are left with is a clean, perfectly contented heart. That utter simplicity, that is the completion of happiness.
And this whole philosophy is anchored by some seriously powerful imagery. Hands soiled with mud, but a clean heart. You see, in the village, your hands might literally be covered in the earth from hard, honest labor. Your clothes might be dusty, but that external dirt, that's a badge of honor, because it belongs to people whose internal world, their hearts, their pure intentions, their community connections are flawlessly clean. Wrapping up this journey brings us right back to those two central words, Mharo Gaon, my village. It's declared as a badge of ultimate pride and glory. The source isn't just describing a place to live, it is elevating the village to a cultural masterpiece. It's a place of deep reverence, where the core values of hard work, community, and simplicity reign absolutely supreme over any kind of material wealth. So, we're going to leave things here for today with a question for you to ponder. Amidst the relentless rush of your own daily life, how will you reconnect with the simple, grounded piece of your roots? Now, you might not be able to just pack up and move to a village tomorrow, but you can for sure bring the spirit of Mharo Gaon into your heart. Can you find a moment for a real, uninterrupted conversation under a tree? Can you appreciate the simple warmth of a shared meal with your loved ones? I really hope this explainer has given you a refreshing perspective on what true wealth actually looks like. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.